Please subscribe.
Privateer stuff aside, the new for 2020 Lincoln Corsair is a Ford Escape where it counts under its attractive and upscale outside. Likewise with its MKC 4Runner, the refreshed Corsair imparts the vast majority of its issues that remains to be worked out Ford Escape, which itself is all new for the 2020 model year. It overrides the blandly titled MKC model and holds just the passage-level station in the brand's SUV lineup. It is additionally a persuading disciple to Lincoln's cutting-edge ethos. While its minimized front drive extents aren't exactly as bringing as the bigger longitudinal motor Lincoln Aviators, the Corsair's rich lines fit directly into the new Lincoln showroom, matey. From our underlying background with the most recent Escape, Lincoln could have done far more awful as far as a contributor stage. The two vehicles share a comparative swagger front suspension. However, the Lincoln receives its very own frame and controlling tuning, discretionary versatile dampers, $700 on reserve models just, and a changed multilink back suspension. We can say that moving on its bigger 19 or 20-inch wheels, 18s are standard. The Corsair coasted over the glass-smooth byways of Northern California with fitness and comfortable beauty, its directing unapproachable and feel yet exact, and its body control sensibly under control on stunning byways. We'll report back on how much detachment stays over the third-world goatways of the Midwest. A firm brake pedal and certain reactions to directional changes loan the Corsair a consoling if lethargic comportment out and about. Changing to its excite driving mode, there likewise are normal, conserve, slippery, and deep settings. Somewhat hardens the dampers and the exertion of the electrically helped guiding, in spite of the fact that we couldn't identify a lot of distinction beside the more honed activity that excite mode brings to the throttle and the unpretentious 8-speed program transmission. Be that as it may, it takes a crisis occasion to really raise your heartbeat when guiding the Corsair, and, after it's all said and done, a phalanx of driver helps. For example, standard forward-programmed crisis braking, vulnerable side identification, and path keep help, just as discretionary equivocal directing help are there to help you from hitting trees in different vehicles. The Corsair standard that is a trim level, not a benchmark, begins at a sensible $36,940 and accompanies a 250 horsepower turbocharged 2.0-liter inline 4 persisted from the past MKC, including all-wheel drive is $2,200 on all forms. Venturing up to the $43,625 reserve model opens a discretionary 280 horsepower turbo 2.3-liter for $1,140, which just can be had with all-wheel drive. The two motors discreetly murmur out of sight, even at max speed, and present abundant low-end torque 310 pounds-feet from the 2.3-liter, 275 pounds-feet from the 2.0 for show-free increasing speed. Much appreciated to some degree to the Corsair gauging an asserted 100 pounds or so, not as much as its MKC 4Runner, even the standard motor can convey sufficient if uneventful snort for passing moves at roadway speeds. The 2.3 liters EPA joint efficiency gauge of 24 miles per gallon speaks to a strong 4 mile per gallon increment over its MKC counterparts. Front-wheel drive 2.0-liter models get a 2 mile per gallon, not the 25 miles per gallon. Figures are not yet accessible for the base motor combined with all-wheel drive, despite the fact that it is protected to expect they will arrive in the 2.3 AWD and 2.0 FWD. For the Corsair, Lincoln would lean toward you to feel its capacity as opposed to hear it. And as tactile hardship chambers go, at any rate of this smaller SUV assortment, the Corsair is a really decent one. This current Lincoln's segregation is thorough. There's a sound lessening windshield and front side glass, heaps of acoustic protection, and dynamic commotion retraction given by the sound system. A protected firewall between the motor and traveler compartment make the Corsair's power plant sound as though it's 20 feet before the vehicle. Wind and street clamor once in a while interrupt. The absence of commotion functions admirably with the Corsair's refreshed and extravagant lodge. There are delicate touch surfaces, genuine wood trim, and a simple-to-utilize 8.0-inch touchscreen that tops the semi-drifting Focus Reassure format. Rich and pleasantly dressed, the inside is Lincoln's most prominent takeoff from its ordinary Ford roots, particularly in one of three accessible two-tone inside shading topics. The chrome piano key move flips on the inside stack take some becoming accustomed to, as do the twin joysticks on Lincoln's most recent multi-function guiding wheel. Be that as it may, a discretionary 12.3-inch advanced measure group and head-up showcase do bring heaps of key data straightforwardly into the driver's field of view. The Corsair's tech factor is supported by its discretionary telephone as a key element, which, utilizing the Lincoln Way cell phone application, takes into account the remote bolting, opening, and beginning of the vehicle without a key. The Corsair's 10-way control movable seats are very agreeable, albeit progressively liberal customers may welcome the discretionary 24-way positions of royalty that incorporate a back rub work. Secondary lounge riders likewise are blessed to receive all the more obliging quarters. The Corsair's somewhat lower, longer, and more extensive by and large measurements versus the MKC bring about an extra 2.5 creeps of back legroom, and the 60-40 split collapsing back seat currently slides forward and toward the back 6 inches, and it leans back. Under the bring forth is a not too bad 28 cubic feet of freight space, which means the Corsair can pull an entire tent 3D shapes more stuff with its seats raised than a Lexus RX, yet not exactly as much as in an Acura RDX's 30 cubic decent footing. Similarly as with numerous new vehicles, however, the Lincoln Corsair's worth rapidly disintegrates as you heap on the additional items. The vast majority of the Corsair's captivating highlights, including its all the more dominant motor, versatile dampers, computerized measure bunch, and the telephone as a key framework, are just accessible as choices on reserve models. For instance, to get the 24-way seats requires a not insignificant rundown of extra tech, extravagance, and dynamic well-being, things adding up to a $10,290 upcharge. The generally $60,000 soliciting cost from the stacked 2.3-liter reserve model that we invested the vast majority of our energy in appears to be especially grievous when a well-prepared and all the more captivating BMW X3 or Audi Q5 can be had for less. Just capable out and about, the Lincoln Corsair's extravagance suggestion is most alluring when its request structure is drawn closer with unobtrusiveness. Go insane with the alternatives and this Corsair will satisfy its name and take your gold.